Most agency leaders treat one-on-ones with their team like casual check-in, and that's why they suck. Here's the format that drives real growth, makes the team better, and solves problems every single week. People are one of the most challenging aspects of running a successful service-based agency. And as a manager, if you're dreading having one-on-ones with your people, rolling your eyes every time you see one on your calendar, it's because you probably don't have the right structure and framework for how a one-on-one should be held. In this video, we're going to cover exactly the framework that I've used with my leaders and that I have my leaders use with all of their teams throughout the agency that make these one-on-ones truly valuable and highly productive for both the employee and the manager. Let's dive in. As a core principle, if you don't have a format, you shouldn't have the meeting. And our game theory along this topic is that no structure equals a waste of time for these meetings. You shouldn't even be having them if you do not have a structure for how they will be held. Empowerment of our team is going to drive their growth. So our framework must empower the team member. All right, so one-on-ones that actually work. This is the framework, and there is a template that you can download linked below in this video that you can give to your team for them to run their one-on-ones. It follows these same quadrants and ideas. Quadrant number 1 is the current objectives. Now, this sheet is filled out by the team member that is meeting with their manager. So this is on the team member to fill this out in advance and to send it to their manager. They should be sending it 24 hours before this one-on-one so the manager has time to review this sheet and come prepared to discuss anything that is on their roadmap. Okay, the first quadrant that we want the employee to fill out or the team member to fill out is their current objectives. What are they working on right now? What are their current projects? What are their current obstacles that they're working on? What do their initiatives look like? Their priorities? What are they working on? This is what will align our conversation on a weekly basis with our business's objectives. We want to be having discussions that are around their responsibility of advancing the business priorities, not just an individual vent session that they're bringing into us. All right, the next thing that we want to see on this sheet is this week's progress. What got done this last week? Between our last meeting and now, what has been achieved? This shows the momentum and accountability to what progress has been made against these priorities and since our last touch point. So the next quadrant on the sheet is next week's plan. So now as we're looking ahead, what are the main focuses this next week? What will you be doing specifically? What are the clear action steps that you're planning to take? Now that you've achieved last week's progress, what are we doing this next week? And this prevents any surprises or confusion. We need to see how that employee is actually thinking about their work and what the next step is, the next action in their work that's going to help them achieve these priorities. And then the final and really the most important quadrant on this one-on-one is any challenges or blockers. This is the only place that we really should be stepping in as a manager, is to help them through their challenges or their blockers. Now, clearly, if there's something in next week's plan that doesn't make sense, we would want to talk to them about that and help them get the right priorities on there. But most importantly, we want to talk to them and hear from them what they perceive their own challenges or their blockers to getting this work done. Because that's our responsibility, is to help them work through their thoughts and come to a clarity to allow them to progress. So where are they stuck? The idea here is that the manager is a mentor, not the fixer. I am not going to solve these problems for the employee in this quadrant. They will solve these problems. My job is to coach them on finding the right solutions. I'm guiding, I'm not solving for them. They need to come up with their own solutions so that they feel accountable to those solutions and they are empowered in those solutions. And the most important thing here is this must be filled out and submitted to the manager 24 hours before the meeting, or we cancel the meeting. If we're not prepped, we won't be productive in these discussions. This also shows that the employee values these one-on-ones. Keep in mind that the one-on-one is not as much for the manager as it is for the employee to get coaching from their manager. The manager does get some general updates through these forums and can keep track of what's going on. But we fall into this death spiral where the manager is just asking questions in a one-on-one. That is the wrong way to have a one-on-one with an employee. We want them to bring their problems to us. We want them to feel supported, and we want them to know that they have somebody that will help them work through their thoughts, work through their challenges, and find clarity and clear the path for them to be successful. One-on-ones aren't just calendar fillers. They're your agency's growth engine, but only if they're structured correctly. Clarity, accountability, and mentorship. That's what this structure delivers. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and drop a comment below. Let me know the biggest challenge you have with holding successful one-on-one meetings with your team. Until the next time, stay hungry, stay focused, and keep hustling.